Okay, now. Good. Okay, that's a little, you can go out and half step back. Good. Lydia, move further that way. Okay. Get. There we go. More. Over. Johnny, more. Good. Good, move forward. Yep. Even further.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Choirs and Cakes. My name is Krista Nelson, and I am a 2009 graduate from RJC.
And my name is MacLeod Nelson. I am not an RJC alumni, but I did marry into this wonderful community. And no, there isn't a typo in the programs. It is spelled Nelson without a K. So for those listening at home, it's not K-Nelson, it is Nelson.
For those of you with the program, I love how my name is presented in there. For those of you who don't have one, it's basically my first and last name interrupted by my maiden name, which is essentially how I introduce myself to people as well. I did willingly and happily change my last name when I got married, but I miss all the questions I get when people hear Duick. So I'm like, yes, my last name is Nelson, but my maiden name is Duick. Oh, you knew my grandparents, of course you did. Yes, they went to RJC, and literally every generation before them, and yes, I belong here.
And I know what some of you may be thinking, non-traditional last name, didn't attend RJC, who the heck is this guy? And to put your minds at ease, I do come from a long line of Anses and Friesens and Dicks. However, that is on my mother's side. I had a big city guy from Ontario move all the way out to Saskatchewan, and that is my father. And so as my beautiful wife so eloquently puts it, I'm a half-blood. But I still beat her at Dutch Blitz when we were first dating, so that is how I proved that I was allowed to marry into a full Mennonite family. So it's my pleasure to join you all tonight, and I really look forward to an evening full of spectacular performances and wonderful fellowship.
Like our last names give us a history and a context in this community, this land has a name and a rich history that should always be acknowledged. So we acknowledge that we are gathered here in Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis Nation, and seek to honor the treaty relationship as a covenant made before Creator God. We ask Creator's guidance as we work to grow in understanding and friendship, and to address the issues history has left to us, so that we, our Indigenous neighbors, and all future generations might live in harmony and free of harm.
Now, as the backdrop kind of showcases what this night is all about, I formally want to welcome each and every one of you to Choirs and Cakes. It's such a wonderful tradition at RJC, and to those all watching at home, whether you are with family, separated from family, whatever your case may be, we welcome you here today, and everybody here would love to express how excited we are to have you be joining us. Now, the highlight of this event is always as a wonderful fundraising opportunity for Roster Junior College, and this event's goal is to raise $30,000. And that is a goal that we know is going to make the lives of each and every student, the teachers, and those impacted by this school and this community such a wonderful place to be. So keep that in mind as you're making your donations. We know that some of you have been donating to the school for years and years, and it's wonderful to see. So tonight's main goal is to raise $30,000. And there's a couple ways that you can donate. In the baskets on the tables, there are envelopes that you can donate through. And for those that are watching at home, there's also the rjc.sk.ca/cakes. That's where you're going to find all the information on ways to donate. That's where the online auction can be found as well. So that isn't to say that those in this room can't visit that website as well, but please feel free to visit those areas.
Choirs and Cakes celebrates the legacy of music and generosity within the RJC community. This event has been a highlight for years, previously under the name Guys and Pies, and has always been such a wonderful evening of music, gathering, and fun. The program will mostly go unannounced and will be a combination of in-person and video performances. The online auction portion of this event, as you know, is made up of cakes and other desserts, which look amazing if you haven't seen the pictures yet, and will take place on the RJC website. The auction is open now and will close at 7 p.m. on October 31st. So right before your doorbell starts going crazy with trick-or-treaters, that's your last chance to place your bid on these delicious cakes.
And throughout this program, as many years past, you'll see short videos from a few folks who have generously baked a cake for our online auction. Now, we know that this is a bit of a new event, and I'm not going to say the word unprecedented because we're all very tired of hearing that, but this is such a very unique way to approach Choirs and Cakes. And we're really excited to have individuals from across Canada and really across the globe be able to contribute to this wonderful event. And so they will be able to give you a glimpse at the cake they have baked for this event. And if you're attending in person, you will actually have the chance to collect a small take-home package of baked goods prepared by the RJC kitchen. So, without further ado, from a half-blood himself, I'd like to formally welcome you to Choirs and Cakes and turn the stage over to the wonderful, talented RJC singers.
Thank you. We're very excited to be singing live and in person again. I want to just say a few words about this next song that we're going to sing. It's become very common for us to do land acknowledgements at the beginning of our programs, and it is very appropriate to do so. This next piece kind of does that again. Looks back into the past and reminds us to be respectful of our past and the place where we are. And also to look forward to the future for reconciliation and hope. The song is called Ancient Echoes, and it was inspired by a visit to the place of the same name in Herschel, Saskatchewan. I'm going to just read a little paragraph for you. In Herschel, Saskatchewan, there is an interpretive center called Ancient Echoes. It sits on undisturbed prairie where you can still see stone rings and ancient petroglyphs left by the early inhabitants. It is truly a place of sanctuary set apart from this world. Since 1997, the exhibit room has featured an 18-painting exhibit titled The Disappearance and Resurgence of the Plains Buffalo by Métis artist Joe Cooper from Frontenac, Quebec. This exhibit tells the story of the Plains tribes whose lives revolved around the buffalo and how the changes in history brought about the animal's decline and near extinction. The two poems used in this composition were written by Joe Cooper and are part of the display at the Interpretive Center. If you've never been to that place to visit, it is well worth going. The Grade 12s visited there this fall, and it's just an inspiring place. So this piece is called Ancient Echoes.
Softly Good evening, my name is Natalie, and welcome to my kitchen. This is where I've baked my homemade carrot cake, which is one of the 9 amazing cakes available for auction this evening on the RJC website. I am an alumni of RJC. I graduated from here in 2007. I'm also currently on staff here at RJC High School as the administrative assistant. Tonight I'd like to share with you the reasons that I chose to donate a cake to RJC High School's Choirs and Cakes fundraiser. I grew up in small-town New Zealand and moved to Saskatoon after my grade 6 school year. I had previously attended small country schools, and moving to a big city, in comparison, across the world was a huge change. The move brought lots of new experiences, but as far as school goes, I wouldn't say I thrived at any of the schools that I attended in the city. I had heard about RJC through various youth events and was eager to give it a go. My background isn't Mennonite. I had no idea what pierogies or borscht was, but something about this school felt right. It's safe to say that my grades 11 and 12 years here exceeded my high school expectations. It was so much more than just a school. The sense of community and belonging that happens when you attend RJC is difficult to describe to anyone who didn't experience it. The friends and relationships I've built here have continued on into adulthood. Even those who our paths have taken different directions, when we do see each other, there's this knowledge of the moments that we had together back at RJC, and you can still feel those connections. It's hard to put your finger on what it is, but that sense of security, belonging, and community that RJC builds in its students is undeniable. Now, being back here years later on staff, I have a small glimpse into what makes RJC High School so special. Each and every staff member puts their whole heart into their job. The experiences that they offer, teach, and enable for their students are above and beyond. They create safe places for students to learn, grow, and be accepted as who they are. They truly care about each individual student and are willing to cater to each student's needs. I find it hard to fathom how such a small school can fit so many different experiences into 1 week, yet alone a whole school year. But somehow the staff make that happen. The students, they choose to engage, and it creates that magic and that high school experience that just cannot be beat. With that, I encourage you to take a look at our website tonight, choose your favorite cake, and bid on it, and so that RJC High School can continue enriching the lives of students for years to come. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you once again for coming to our Choirs and Cakes fundraising concert and dessert auction. My name is Ryan Wood, principal at RJC High School, and I am joined by Alex Thiessen, Director of Admissions and Development.
We would like to express our gratitude for those of you who have chosen to support RJC through this fundraiser. Through the course of the last 2 years, we've enjoyed putting together strictly virtual programs for friends of RJC throughout Saskatchewan, across Canada, and around the world. But this year we are excited to offer our first hybrid event, fundraising event, and welcome guests back to our campus and our gym, and to enjoy live music while including some virtual elements as well.
We have had an exciting start to our school year. We were happy to see an increase in student enrollment this year and to conclude our last school year with a surplus. We were excited to return to intercollegiate athletics this fall and to see our football, boys and girls volleyball, boys and girls soccer, and cross-country teams all compete and host games and tournaments once again. In the classroom, our grade-based initiative programs, Grade 10 Imagine, Grade 11 Thrive, and Grade 12 Explore have been busy. Each student was also able to make new friends and reconnect with old ones at grade-based retreats at Christopher Lake, Big River Bible Camp, and Shekinah this fall. Many spirit days, daily chapels, singing together, you sounded great, concert choir, well done, eating together in the dining hall, and events like our upcoming Sadie Hawkins next Wednesday have all helped students build a strong community and lifelong friends already. On top of this, I'm excited for the days ahead as students and teachers prepare for their initiative travel week at the end of November with learning experiences in Winnipeg, Regina, and Campbell near Calgary, where students will explore themes of human rights, faith in action, wellness, and servant leadership. Thank you for your support of our students and our program, which works to form our next generation of leaders in faith, service, and peacemaking.
Throughout the school year, RJC is fortunate to receive financial support from alumni, friends, businesses, and organizations who support the mission of our school and its programs. An insert in your bulletins or your programs will include a corporate partners in education acknowledgement. If you're looking on our website, you can find those at rjc.sk.ca/cakes to also find the acknowledgements there. This evening, we would like to highlight in particular our gold sponsors: Nunweiler's Flower Company, Lakeshore Garden Center, Lakeview Insurance, E.A. Rove Holdings Limited, the Town of Rostern, E.E. Grain Corp, for their financial support of this program and of RJC's programs. We would like to thank also our donors who wish to remain anonymous and those who support RJC through gifts in kind.
We can't thank you enough. Thank you to all of you who continue to show support for RJC in a variety of ways, whether that be through prayer, words of encouragement, or financial gifts. Trust me when I say we feel it all, and thank you. We are fortunate to have a large network of alumni and friends who continue to believe in the school and continue to hold a vision for the school as we grow and evolve into a Mennonite school for the world. Thank you.
As MacLeod has noted, there's a few ways you can support RJC today, which I will mention again. The baskets on your tables to accept cash or check donations. You can donate online by either scanning the QR code on the back of your programs here today, or visiting rjc.sk.ca/donate. E-transfers are also accepted, and the information is on the wall behind me here, so you can check that out there. You can also show your support by participating in our online auction, and there are items, if you haven't checked them out already, on the side there, or you can go on your phones and visit our website to follow the bids. Help us to reach our fundraising goal of $30,000 today, and we thank you again for your support in the various ways you provide support for the programs of our school.
It feels really good to be able to host an event live again. Just thank you for joining us, whether you're in person or watching this online. We really appreciate your support and the fact that you continue to show us to show us support in all these different ways. We've already had a great evening of some music, and I'm sure the second half won't disappoint either. Enjoy the rest of the program and have a great night.
Hi, I'm Jill Mitchell, and this is my cake. This creamy and tart cheesecake creation is keto-friendly, low-carb, and gluten-free. I made it with cream cheese, eggs, blackberries, blueberries, and monk fruit sweetener. 3 different layers sit in a very special lemon zest, ginger, and cinnamon almond crust. The bottom 2 cheesecake layers are baked. One is berry and the other is vanilla. The top unbaked layer is a delicate blend of fluffy cream cheese, whipped cream, berries, and lemon zest. The crowning glory of this cake is the cooked berry topping. Whipped cream, fresh blueberries, and blackberries add the finishing touch. This 9-inch cheesecake creation offers up to 16 servings of creamy berry goodness. I was honored to be asked to provide a cake for this fundraiser because my husband and I have met many people for whom RJC has made a positive impact in their lives. Many of the students and staff at RJC have been fellow members of Eigenheim Mennonite Church. Also, when we were running Academy Bed and Breakfast, we had many people stay with us who had wonderful things to share about their experiences with RJC. Thanks again for this opportunity to support Rosthern Junior College High School.
Get tuning, I'll just introduce us. It's very hot. We are Golden Hour. This is Dana, I'm Catherine, and this is Kenna. We have a few different songs for you today. Closer? Okay. Hopefully it'll all go well. Won't you borrow my heart? Take your love as long as you need. Won't you borrow my heart? And don't you ever give it back to me. Don't you ever give it back to me. It served me well, but it's better in your arms since the day I fell. I'd never give it all. Oh my, with every While Kenna's tuning, we'll just kind of talk about, we had some different ideas for our wardrobes tonight. We thought maybe we could have worn some dress code.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, we decided against it, but then I realized I'm basically wearing dress code today because I'm navy on top and I'm black on the bottom. So I'm basically doing it. It's all good. All right.
Oh, swallow, what did you swallow?
Hello, my name is Andrew Linsley. I am an uncle to a student currently attending RJC. Thank you for having me at this fundraiser event. I'd like to sing you a tune called I Remember You by Johnny Mercer. I remember you. You're the one who made my dreams come true. A few kisses ago. I remember you. You're the one who said I love you too. I do, didn't you know? I remember too a distant bell and stars that fell like rain out of the blue. When my life is through and the angels ask me to recall the thrill of it all, then I'll just tell them I remembered you. I remember too a distant bell and stars that fell like rain out of the blue. When my life is through and the angels ask me to recall the thrill of it all, then I'll just tell them I remember. Tell them I remember. Tell them I remember you.
I don't know about all of you, but this music is good for my soul. We are excited to recognize Ginny Lepp this evening, who is an RJC alumnus from 1979. Ginny lives in Toronto, Ontario, and earlier this year had the pleasure of participating as a contestant in the Great Chocolate Showdown on the Food Network. How cool is that? In the spirit of choirs and cakes, and keeping within the baking theme, Ginny has graciously offered to bring greetings to RJC for our fundraiser this evening.
Hi RJC community, my name is Ginny Lepp and I'm class of 79. I live in Toronto and I'm happy to welcome you to Cakes and Choirs. I think the reason I was asked to bring you greetings is because I was recently a competitor on a Food Network Canada show called The Great Chocolate Showdown. I was on season 2 and spoiler alert, I made it to the finale, but I didn't win. Anyway, I get asked a lot of questions about what it was like to be on the show and how things fit together and how things work. So one of the questions I get asked a lot, do we get to use recipes? And the answer is a definite yes. Between the time when the judges tell us what the challenge is and when we start the baking clock, we were given 10, sometimes 15 minutes to go over the rules of the show, head to our recipe boxes, pull out a few recipes, set them up at our stations, and then baking started. The other thing I thought I'd do today is give you a little bit of a baking course or cake decorating course. Hi, I'm going to show you a fairly simple way to make decorations for a celebration cake using pears and a syrup. So in this pot I have made a syrup, 2 parts water to 1 part sugar, and brought it to a simmer, and I'm using a gel food color. But I have also had success using dried food coloring as well. So whatever you have on hand, it probably even works with the liquids you get at the grocery store. So just stir the color around. So what we're doing is we're going to make some colored pears. I'm taking a pear, cutting it essentially in half, and making thin bits of pear, and putting them in the colored syrup. We'll see what color this ends up being. If you have a mandolin, you can certainly use this for slicing your pears. This is the ideal kind of slice we're looking for, right from the center of the pear. Include the stem. So these pears are a bit of a rust color, and use a slotted spoon to remove it from the syrup. Only needs to stay in as long as until you get the color you want. I'm dropping them onto a cookie sheet that's got a silicone mat, but you could also use parchment paper, or even tin foil would work. You can continue this process for as many pears as you want or as you need, and the edges are for snacks or baking. In this case, I'm going to chop these up, roast them, and put them in the cake that I'm using, that I'll be making for my daughter's birthday, and for which these colored slices will be used as decoration. Do one more. When you've got your cookie sheet full and you've done as many colors or as intense the colors as you want, put them in the oven at 200 degrees for 1 hour, and then turn them over and do it for another hour. So after the 2 hours in the oven, I will turn off the oven temperature, leave the oven light on, and let these continue to dry overnight. There we have some pears that are colored pears in syrup that we're going to put in the oven, and I'll show you what's next. So here I have the best examples of the colored pears that I've made. I think I have 6 different colors here. A very simple small cake that I have crumb coated with buttercream. Crumb coat is just a thin layer of buttercream designed to keep the crumbs in. If I was doing a buttercream design, I would put this in the fridge and chill it, but I did not chill it because I want the surface to be somewhat tacky so I can attach the pears. Here's the final pear cake with a little extra lighting attached, and a picture of my daughter with her birthday cake earlier this week. If you're interested in following my baking journey, I have an Instagram page. It's called My Orange Apron, mostly because orange is my favorite color. Have a great Cakes and Choirs event, and I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey, Jason, play something to be ready, okay? Play scale. Play scale. Should I put this on him? Yeah? Yes or no? Okay. You ready? Okay. Here you go.
If you would be able to just humor me here a little bit. We're going to diverge from the printed program just a little bit. The next song that we're going to sing is Thanks Be to God Forever. I think it's listed to do the last song. We'd like to do that one now. This is by Haydn, and it's arranged by Hal Hobson. And then we're going to add a song that's not in the program. We're going to add a song called Ubi Caritas. It'll be sung in Latin, but the text is beautiful. The text essentially says, wherever there is kindness and generosity and sincerity, that's where God is. And I think of that every single time I walk up the stairs to the upper hallway of the school, and I see, surely God is in this place. Because we strive for that kindness and that unity and that generosity here at the school, and hopefully, as we work together for that, we bring God's presence here together with us. Ubi Caritas. There will be a soloist for that one. Emma Gillingham will sing a solo for that. And then we will end with Praise His Holy Name after the closing comments. So first, Thanks Be to God Forever, and then Ubi Caritas. Just a quick question about the piano mic. I don't think we need so much. Okay.
I know I needed just an extra second to let that song kind of sink in. That was beautiful, everybody. I think it's amazing as we conclude this, and as we've seen all the videos that people have submitted from generations before us to different cities, countries, music has really connected everybody here. And that's the heart of Choirs and Cakes. That's what Roster Junior College has been known for, among many other things. But it's truly wonderful to see these young individuals behind us continuing this tradition forward of beautiful music led by Richard and the rest of the team here. And I can speak for a lot of my generation that we have still continued to carry this forward, whether that's through the formerly Sonrisa and now Coro Nova, and all the other musical talents that have performed, all stemming from Roster Junior College, and it's beautiful to see. So as we conclude another wonderful Choirs and Cakes, there's a couple things I would love to just quickly touch on before we finish today. And I want to personally thank everybody that has been here in person. It's wonderful to see all of your faces back in this gymnasium today. For those watching online, whether you are staying up late on the East Coast or just getting your evening started on the West, or maybe you're overseas and you're staying up at 4 a.m., thank you. We'd love to see the traditions continue, and we'd love to remind everybody to check out the online auction, rjc.sk.ca/cakes. That will be open until 7 p.m. tomorrow. So that's October 31st at 7 p.m. And if those videos, it's tough to really kind of grasp how delicious those cakes look. So if they are that delicious looking in person than they did on the videos, I think we're all in for a wonderful treat. Also, be sure to follow RJC's social media pages to keep up to date with all the news and events happening at Roster and RJC, at Roster and JC on Instagram and RJC High School on Facebook, and the Choirs and Cakes webpage to track donation progress for the event. There's a nice little thermometer, so we're going to be able to tell how close we can get to our $30,000 goal.
I'm sure those videos had your mouth watering, so I have some great news for you, and you get to take home some baking generously made by the RJC cooks, and the SRC members will hand it out to you as you leave. So that's exciting. Yep. As we know, it takes a village to put on an event like this, so we have a nice long list of thank yous. So thank you to the RJC kitchen staff for preparing this take-home baking, and the RJC SRC for handing it out. Thank you to the cake bakers and donors for our online auction. Thank you to Richard Jansen and Audrey Falk-Jansen for their leadership with the RJC singers and concert choir. Thank you to the Osler Mennonite Church singers, to Andrew Linsley, Golden Hour, Ginny Lepp. Thank you to the RJC staff and board who helped with planning this event, setup, and for providing technical support. And thank you to all of the RJC supporters, aka you and you online, wherever you see me from, who continue to come back to RJC and build this community through your support, prayers, and financial gifts. So much thank you.
We will let Richard and Audrey and the RJC singers conclude Choirs and Cakes for this year.